You know Penny Marshall. Shalamil, Shalmazel, Hop and Stomp Incorporated. We're gonna do it. Take a chance and did it. Baby boo. You know the bulldagger from Laverne and Shirley. You know, forgive me, Penny Marshall. I know you in the sky, but we both know the joy of the bulldagger. Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky would be our ultimate animal print turban and our Layana bangles. I think they are still on sale for $35. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below in the description bar and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue. We wrapping this up, y'all. Talking about Jenifer Lewis, the mother of Black Hollywood. I thought the sky was the limit when I asked to audition for Castaway starring Tom Hanks. Tom frigging Hanks. Thank you, Mississippi River. I studied my ass off. I was getting this job. I was going to cross over into the A-list world. This was my big chance. I landed the audition like a 747 in these mother hunchy streets. I was so pleased with myself that after I did the scene, I tossed the script aside, slapped my hands down on the table and said, now that was brilliant. The director, Robert Zemeckis, and the casting director laughed at my sassy confidence. They called me right back and said I had the job. It was thrilling to start shooting Castaway. Let me tell you what is amazing to me, okay? When you have a movie that starts off with like 13 people in it, right? But it's only 13 people in the movie for about 5 minutes. The rest of the movie is just one character, okay? One dude, okay? The only other person that I know was successful at doing that, besides Tom Hanks in Castaway, was Will Smithy. That to me, when you can carry a movie by yourself, you ain't got no other actors, you sitting around here talking to a dog or volleyball, that's vicious. That's acting. But hold on, okay? Because that Tom Hanks, I think he got beside himself. And you know, sometimes you white people, I love you white people. Sometimes y'all can be habitual line steppers. And y'all don't even understand what you're saying. You're just joshing. You know what I'm saying? But hold tight. Let's finish talking about this. It was thrilling to start shooting Castaway. I had studied hard, was fully confident in my lines, and felt prepared to give Tom Hanks a run for his money. Before shooting my first scene with Tom, I was getting my hair done and decided to take a moment to look over the script for Jackie's back. Y'all, I'm going to watch that tonight. The movie for Lifetime that I would start shooting the following week. I was looking at the scene where a mink hat my character wore was taken and burned. My line was, "Give me back my head, bitch." I heard the trailer door open, but didn't look up. A male voice said, "Give me back my head, bitch." It was Tom, peering over my shoulder and reading the first line on the page. It was surprising to see him because big stars almost never come to hair and makeup with the rest of us. He had his own Gulfstream trailer to dress in. Is that in our scene? Oh, I'm sorry, he said. I thought you were reading a scene from Castaway. See, he being a smart ass right there. Black folks, okay, let me explain to you something. Coloreds, let me explain to you something. I get that word. Listen, okay, hold on. Give me like 0.5, right? My grandmother died calling us colored. You hear me? My grandmother was like, colored folks don't like that, baby. White folks, what I want to say to y'all is, just because you can say it to, your friend, and it's okay, don't mean you can say it to us and it's okay. Because I know they say that black folks can be hypersensitive, but it's because we've been disrespected so much throughout history. It's when, you say something crazy that we ready to jump because it was so many times that we could not jump. So now when y'all say crazy shiz out y'all mouth and y'all don't even understand why is he so mad for, it's because you don't understand. Oh, I'm sorry, he said. I thought you were reading a scene from Castaway. He sounded hurt. No, he didn't. He sounded sarcastic. Wait a minute. You were getting ready to do a scene with me and you're practicing for another project? I was so embarrassed. He checked her. He said, so you can be in a movie with a brilliant actor like me? And you're studying for some Lifetime bullshit? Are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure? She trying to downplay it and say, well, he was hurt. That bitch wasn't hurt. We got in rehearsal and I was nervous and over the top. He called me over and said, don't say it if you don't mean it. In the next take, I got myself together and proceeded to do the hell out of that scene. I played the role of Tom's boss at FedEx facility where his character worked. In the scene, we'd gotten a call from Moscow that packages were not moving through to get to their destination as they should. We actors stood next to a conveyor belt. I heard action and said to Tom, you go to Moscow. As I did, boxes came up the conveyor belt. Tom, who was poised to get my goat, picked up a box, tossed it in my direction and said, here's your head, bitch. She took it as joking. Bitch, don't disrespect me. First of all, you calling me a bitch. I don't care if we joking or not. You a man, you a white man at that, okay? And then you want to toss a box at a black woman talking about, here's your head, bitch? I mean, y'all can let me know, Nay, you doing too much, but not your girl. Not your girl. You even fit to talk to me. I don't give a fuck. And I love Tom Hanks. Oh, we cut up on that set as if we had been raised on the same block. To this day, every time I see Tom, be it on a red carpet or at a restaurant, he teases me with, did you find your head yet, bitch? See, nah, you're not going to talk to me any old way because I'm not your man. I found that producing a movie is a whole nother thing. Very different from creating a stage production for one actor. In producing, the bottom line is money. I was fortunate that my friends put me, not compensation, first. We rallied a long list of greats to make cameo appearances. The first person I called was Whoopi. Now, something you guys should know because I had become the entertainer's entertainer. All the divas who loved me sort of competed in claiming responsibility for me becoming a star. So I was no fool. I played them against each other with love, of course. I told Whoopi I had Bet. I told Bet I had Whoopi. I told Rosie I had Whoopi and Bet. I told Loretta I had Whoopi, Bet, and Rosie. Barry Cross got Dolly Parton and Jo Beth Williams. Robert Townsend got Don Cornelius. I snatched Chris Rock just walking across the lawn at the Beverly Hills Hotel. If you look closely and listen, he has no idea what he's talking about. What he's saying doesn't even make sense. But who cares? It was Chris Rock, and he did it for Jenifer Lewis. I'd do it for you, Jenifer Lewis. Oh, yes, the hell I would. When they told me Tim Curry would be my co-star, all I could think of was him in that bustier and garter belt in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Love that movie. It's certain movies that I feel that you can watch over and over and over again and never get tired of them. Rocky Horror Picture Show is one. Y'all remember to tell me y'all's down below. Rocky Horror Picture Show, Car Wash, Coolie High, up and to the point where Cochise dies. Because once they, go to the point where Cochise dies, I don't want no parts of that movie no more ever. Okay. What is that? Car Wash, Jackie's Back. I can watch that anytime. The Temptations, the Jacksons. I can watch American Dream all day, like back to back to back. Bitch, they went to New York and got Liza Minnelli. Unfrigging believable. Then when the head of Lifetime, Lorette Hayden, called and told me her mother had agreed to do a cameo, I proceeded to jump as high as the Messiah in Niagara. Her mother was, of course, the legendary Eva Marie Saint, Miss North by Northwest herself. Who the hell is that? Who is that, y'all? Help me. Then Jackie Collins agreed to say that Jackie Washington had died from choking on a chitlin. We got Kathy Najimy, Kathy Griffin, and Sean Hayes. Ooh, Sean Hayes. He is hilarious. Okay? I forget his Jack from Will and Grace. When Diane Carroll proclaimed she had built herself from the ground up and was calling her lawyer to sue Jackie, whatever mind I had was lost. When Penny Marshall, Penny Marshall, Shalmazel, Hop and Stomp Incorporated, we're gonna do it, take a chance and did it, baby boo, the bull dagger from Laverne and Shirley, forgive me, Penny Marshall, I know you in the sky, but we both know that your ass was a bull dagger. When Penny Marshall nasaled her way through her monologue, the gods came down from the heavens and blessed the entire production. I think I would be that excited too, to have all those big names in my movie. Ooh, just for me? Isabel Sanford, Wheezy, portrayed Jackie's play mama, Miss Crooms, who famously said, "White people smell like potato chips." Between takes, Isabel told me stories about Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy on the set of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Apparently, Katharine was appalled that Isabel took the public bus to the set every day. She insisted Isabel be given a chauffeured car. Jackie's Back was in the can and left with the editor. We crossed our fingers and something deep inside told me it was going to be good. When Jackie's Back was finally ready, Barry Crossed wouldn't let me see it until he threw an intimate party to celebrate. I wanted to kill him. I wanted to make sure it was good before anyone else saw it. Unfortunately, the ratings for Jackie's Back were low. I guess their Lifetime core audience was just not ready for my shenanigans. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. But the critics received it, as they had received mostly everything I had done. Raves, raves, raves. Life went on.
Over the years, Jackie's Back has developed a cult following. All kinds of people, black folks, gypsies, soccer moms, the gay community, stop me in planes and movie theaters or at the mall when I'm bra shopping and tell me they watched the movie over and over again. It even has its own holiday, Jackie Washington Day, which is celebrated on July 15th. I've been to events where people dress up like characters in a movie and recite the dialogue right along with the actors, just like the fans of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
After the wonderful experience of Jackie's Back, I got incredible news from Mark and Bobby. They had decided to become parents by adopting a child. I was the first to hold Ella Cecilia Brown after Mark and Bobby. They named her after Ella Fitzgerald. She was an exceptionally beautiful baby. On screen, I have portrayed Whitney's mama, Tupac's mama, Taraji's mama, Terrence J's mama, Gabrielle's mama, and Raven Simone's grandmother. I even played Angela Bassett's mama in What's Love Got to Do with It, despite being just 18 months older than her. Sometimes I think they're gonna ask me to play Miss Jane Pittman's mama next. Well, maybe. Off screen, I never thought of myself as motherly, but God knows that I play with everybody's baby in my family, among my fans, and even in the grocery store. I may be a high diva sometimes, but nothing humbles my ass quicker than a cute little baby. When I was in love with Thomas, there was a point where I thought we would marry and have a baby. But as time went on, having kids just fell off the to-do list. When Rachel and my boat sisters suggested that I consider being more active in the lives of children, I was surprised. They weren't saying jump into motherhood right now. They thought it would be good for me to start out by mentoring. I definitely had the energy for hanging with children and had a sense of fun along with a desire to give.
I went to the community center to meet lanky, adorable 7-year-old Charmaine for the first time. She reminded me of myself. My heart was drawn immediately to this pretty, skinny, long-legged little girl. She was very shy, and when I finally made her smile, she revealed an adorable snaggletooth right in the front. Though I've never been shy a day in my life, the connection I felt to Charmaine was immediate, perhaps because I understood her circumstances.
Charmaine's normal resembled mine as a child back in Kinloch. One woman holding down multiple jobs to support multiple children by herself. It was a pleasure to share myself and my resources with this precious little girl. Charmaine and I established a routine where I'd pick her up once a week. She was always anxiously waiting for me at the door. I loved every minute we spent together. It felt so good to do for Charmaine what had not been done for me. I take her to museums and movies and also made sure that she got outdoors and learned to enjoy nature. Taking me to, the theater and museums and stuff like that is what made me bougie and refined. I applaud the fact that Jenifer wanted to show her something bigger and greater outside of herself and introduce her to something that she holds dear, the arts. Piggyback off of that, let me tell you something. It's a lot of things that I do for my niece and my nephews. My sister, my brother be like, you spoiling them, you spoiling them. Wait a minute, brother. You put them on punishment. I didn't put them on punishment. I ain't got shit to do with that. I'm the aunt. You put him on punishment. Why he can't come down here and get these shoes? These his shoes? A few weeks later, I took Charmaine with me to the Magic Johnson Theater to see The Preacher's Wife. Ooh, remember when that was such a big deal when Mag Johnson had bought out all these theaters? We was like, ooh, this nigga get HIV and get paid, brother. Ooh, he was so paid. Ooh, he showed y'all. Oh, y'all don't want to play on the court with me, because y'all believe that if I sweat, the sweat going to throw and hit you in the mouth or the eye. I'll show you niggas. I will retire and I will ball in your face. That's exactly what he did. But is there any more Magic Johnson theaters left? A few weeks later, I took Charmaine with me to the Magic Johnson Theater to see The Preacher's Wife. I always loved watching my films with predominantly black audiences. In one scene with Denzel Washington, my character entered wearing a very unattractive outfit. A woman behind me shouted, "What the hell is she wearing?" I, of course, had gone to the theater incognito, and Charmaine and I proceeded to laugh and laugh and laugh. She loved that her big sister was a movie star. Charmaine and I had grown extremely close, so it was difficult to tell her I would not see her while I went to New York to work with Spike Lee on Girl 6. She didn't seem too disappointed though, because I sent her to Camp Hollywoodland for the summer. Charmaine's mom, LaRonda, had more on her shoulders than any woman should bear. Not only was she the sole provider for her children, but she had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. We didn't become close friends, but we did sit down for a long conversation. LaRonda trusted me with all of her children. Charmaine's 3 sisters all had big sisters, but I loved to scoop up all the girls myself and take them on special outings to the beach or Disneyland. Let me tell you something. If you don't, you'd be a nigga. To Hilda the Great, there was no distinction between grandchildren, whether you were a blood grandchild or a sister or brother to the blood grandchild. We were all treated the same. okay? Hilda the Great did not play that. That favoritism stuff, no. As LaRonda's health deteriorated, Charmaine came to live with me full time. Eventually, we all agreed that I would become Charmaine's legal guardian. If you have not already done so, please, baby, remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Now remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves, Bella's emotions. Have a good one. Be safe.